Alright, welcome back. So I had a bit of an issue during the last week with the serpentine belt, and I got that sorted out. One of the pulleys had a little crack in it and it was starting to wear out the belt, and it took me a while to figure that out, but replaced the belt, replaced the pulley, and so here you can see I'm doing a long run. Did basically for a total of an hour at around about 2,000 RPM, just to make sure that everything's good with the belt and everything else. And after doing this, I didn't have any other issues, so it was time to do a run down the runway and just get back in the groove for setting up all my cameras and such.
At 09er, visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 24 Celsius. Dew point 17 Celsius. Altimeter 3010. Remarks: density altitude 1002.
Off the ground, Raptor 352 Tango Delta at the north ramp. Would like to taxi to 17 for high-speed taxi.
November 352 Tango Delta, off the ground, runway 17, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 17, taxi via Alpha 352 Tango Delta.
So this is just going to be one quick run, just to check everything and look at the engine logs and temperatures and power and speed and all that sort of stuff, just to make sure that everything's the same as what it's been prior to this. So, and spoiler alert, everything is looking good. And so the next thing I have to do now is go and get sorted out with getting some more fuel on board and wait for a good weather window for the next flight. And with this new engine, you may recall that I mentioned that I changed the routing for some of the coolant there, so it doesn't basically loop around in the top of the engine at all. Everything has to go through either the radiator or the front loop. So I've been testing that as well, and that looks promising because it's basically the engine cooling is not feeding back on itself. And the other thing I've done now also is I've adjusted the temperature, the coolant temperature, when the radiator fan comes on, or the fans come on, and also when the thermostat opens up. So hopefully with all this and that new intake scoop that I've got on the oil cooler, I'm going to get a better result for cooling overall. So at least that's the goal. And things have warmed up here as you'd expect. So this was about 10 a.m. and it was already 86 degrees. So I'm not going to get a free ride on cool days anymore. So I'm going to have to make sure that my cooling is up to scratch, because this ambient temperature was 30 degrees hotter today than it was the last time I flew.
So Tower Raptor 352 Tango Delta holding short of 17, ready for high-speed taxi.
Raptor 352 Tango Delta, Valsa Tower, runway 35, runway 17, high-speed taxi approved.
Runway 17, high-speed taxi approved, 352 Tango Delta.
Starhawk 9 Bravo Romeo, right close traffic approved.
9 Bravo Romeo, right close traffic approved.
So I was doing everything here that I would normally do when I was, actually going to fly the aircraft, just to get back sort of in the feel of everything.
Entered runway 22, 5,500 feet remaining. Approaching runways 22 and 17.
And I've got that new static port set up there under the belly, so it's going to be a first chance here to test that and see how well that's working. And obviously the thing to look for there is to watch what the altimeter does there as I'm accelerating.
7,800 feet remaining.
As you'll see here, it's basically doing the same thing that it did before when I had just the regular static port there. So it wants to, it's creating a low pressure there, which is making the thing sort of in the altimeter go higher. So anyway, I'll have to see how it is once I'm in the air, when I get to fly it the next time. But obviously it's not a perfect solution, but I don't think there is ever going to be a perfect solution for this on the ground with respect to where that static port needs to be.
9 Bravo on the midfield, right downwind, inbound 17, inbound, touch and go.
Skyhawk 9 Bravo Romeo, runway 17, clear touch and go.
9 Bravo Romeo, clear touch and go.
And everything looked good, power was good, all the logs showed no problems at all in the engine, handling was good, braking was good, so I think I'm basically all set up and ready to go again. So as I said, I'm just going to put some more fuel in there and look for a decent weather window, and hopefully I can get a bit of a cooler morning or a cooler sort of afternoon, but most likely I'll be doing a morning flight here in case I have a problem. That way I've got services available.
Raptor 2 Tango Delta, contact ground on point 7.
Yeah, ground on point 7, 2 Tango Delta.
So a bit of a short video again, but hopefully if everything goes to plan, the next video will be me flying again. So look forward to that, and thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Well, off the ground, Raptor 352 Tango Delta, holding short of Alpha at Bravo. I'd like to taxi back to North Ramp.